There we go.
Where are you attending to?
You know, this is a prompt, it's my, here's a camera.
Hello, this is my speech on protecting yourself on Facebook. It's a persuasive speech. Comes down to August 2nd, 2012. Heather Kelly, reporting for CNN, stated that over 84 million Facebook accounts were either fake or duplicates. According to an article on LA Times, the people that are creating these fake accounts are learning more information from your accounts, my accounts, however, and turning their accounts more realistic and their messages more realistic. According to an article on way.com, they are saying, according to Google statistics, that there is more malware shared on Facebook than any other space in the internet. Now, this is all developed into a new form of attack, and it's called spear phishing. And I'd like to go over how to what spear phishing is, how to protect yourself, and what could happen if we don't take steps to protect ourselves. If the thing will work with me. Now, many of you have probably heard of phishing. According to Facebook, phishing is known as anytime somebody sends you a link with the intent to get you to a fake login site to be able to get your credentials and take over your account. Spear phishing, according to an LA Times article from May 17, 2014, is a twist on phishing in that they try to make it look like it's from somebody you know. Picture the Edith Schumacher. This is from a security IT blog. And Edith got a message from her sister saying that if her sister received $2,000, she'd be able to apply for a grant for up to $500,000 from the government. Edith goes through these steps from this message, and these get very complicated. She has to contact somebody offline. They give her Western Union information. She sends the money before she finds out that her sister's account had been hacked and that she's been ripped off. Another example, on May 29th, according to the Wall Street Journal and several other major news sources, the U.S. was under attack by Syrian hackers. What they were doing was they were taking, they had 14 fake accounts they created. They used a combination of social networks, a fake website, and other sources to get to know about 2,000 people via Facebook. And they were slowly getting closer and closer to their penultimate goals, about 700 U.S. lawmakers, ambassadors, officials in Afghanistan, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, around the world. One specific example of this was one of these attackers, according to the same Wall Street Journal accounting, was approached. The attacker went to about a dozen or so people of this U.S. lawmaker. These people knew him from this person from school, government jobs, that sort of thing, and got to know these dozen or so people, and then approached the U.S. lawmaker with a friend request. The U.S. lawmaker accepts the friend request, and they got their foothold in. Then they start sending innocuous messages. One of them happened to be a YouTube video on the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter. When the U.S. lawmaker clicked the link for that YouTube video, they brought up to a Google sign-in, like anybody else for YouTube. They signed into Google, and it took them right to the YouTube video. So it didn't look like anything had happened. But in actuality, they'd just given their Google credentials over to these spies. Between these types of stories, you're able to see that anybody can be affected. But there's ways to protect yourself. And Facebook is a great medium for getting to see your friends or getting connected with people you haven't seen in a while or family members. But there's ways to protect yourselves. According to an article at swtimes.com, 2 really good ways is pay attention to the grammar of the message. If it doesn't fit the person, then be leery of that message. Also, be careful of files like EXE or I think CSC, anything that can be executed on your computer and run on your computer. And then there's another 8 steps I gathered from PC Mag. They cover things like change your Facebook privacy settings. Make sure that you make it so that you can't be found via Google on Facebook. Make sure you private all of your albums. Make yourself untaggable for photos. These are all things that they can glean your information from and attach you to your friends to be able to know who to look like or who to be able to get close to you or get your information. In the end, what could happen? Well, you might not know who that message is from anymore. If you don't take steps to protect yourself, it could be your Aunt Matilda or it could be some international spy looking to take over the U.S. government. For all you know, you won't know what's safe to click on your news feed, as well as you're really highly potential to be able to have your account hacked and used to attack others. Over the last 4 years, I've been studying cybersecurity, and there's a lot to look and learn there, but one of the base things, the first things they taught us is how each of us as end users can make that effect, can change how cybersecurity works for everyone by just taking steps on our own part. But as I've covered, we've learned about the attacks of spear phishing. We've learned some ways to protect ourselves. And I've also gone over what could possibly happen if we don't take steps to protect ourselves. As Newton Lee, the author of the Facebook Using Information, has said, as the internet gets more interconnected and we get closer, it's up to us to take steps to protect ourselves. Thank you.